Hey guys, it's Nonvgs, and today we're just going to be talking about the new DayZ 1.28 experimental update and just my gameplay and how it went. Unfortunately, I'm on Xbox, so I couldn't place a call, which only PC has, and I kind of forgot why it's not on Xbox, but the developers just said they can't add it. But if you don't know, DayZ Experimental 1.28 released this morning for PC and Xbox. It's not on PS5 due to restrictions Sony has, I guess. Here on the screen I've put the patch notes, but starting off with the call, they've added heli crashes and a couple other events such as military patrol boats, civilian boats, and a medical dynamic event. They've also added a bunch of scopes, but most importantly they've added the RAK-37, which is a new submachine gun that spawns at police stations and police incidents. But with the scopes, they've added a new 2x scope for hunting rifles, a 3.5x through 10x scope for any gun with a railing on it, like the VS-89, the DMR, the Pioneer, and they've also added a 6x PSO scope for guns such as the VSD and all the AK variants. In this video, I'm not going too in-depth with everything, I'm just giving my opinion on my gameplay and experience here on 1.28 Shoutout. But now let's get into the video. Literally within minutes of spawning in at Electro, I was immediately getting shot at. No idea how he lost that, but I was also on red health, so that was pretty slim. After that shit happened, I immediately went into the police station, and I did find the RAK-37 off the rip, which, I feel lucky, but it's probably boosted so we can actually test out the new gun. If you don't know, it takes 380 ACP and it's fully automatic, with 15 round mags and a 25 round mag. Just a good minute or two right after finding the new rack, immediately a fresh spawn ran in and I put away my gun because I thought he didn't have anything. He ripped out an entire fucking sporter, which thankfully he didn't take me out. No idea how I lost him in the police station, probably because I was only wearing one earphone so I didn't really hear him that well, but eventually I caught his ass. The rack actually has a decent fire rate, not like the Scorpion though, but at least the rack comes in a 25 round mag variant. Right after that, I switched over to a first person server because that's just what I prefer. And right off the rip, I found the new Sport Point optic, which is a 2x optic. This shit was like hella cracked up, and obviously I didn't have an electrical repair kit since I just spawned in. If you don't know, this goes to any hunting rifle, including the Sporter obviously because that's what I found it on. You can put a battery in it and it illuminates like this red dot kind of. So yeah, basically any rifle that could take the hunting scope can also take this now, which I'm pretty sure the hunting scope spawns less from now on, and this will be the more common variant. They also changed some of the gun sounds. As you can hear there, the Sporter does sound a little different. They changed a lot more of the rifle sounds, which I'll show some in the video, but not all. Upon first playing this experimental, I noticed that there was a couple bugs, which is pretty obvious for DayZ. You're gonna encounter bugs. This one was weird, like I couldn't crouch up and down while eating food. So like if I was to eat food in the crouch position, while in the animation of eating, I couldn't crouch back up. Anyways, on this new life, I instantly made my way back to a police station because, I wanted that new rack. I'm not sure if they removed Scorpions from police stations. If they did, I'm assuming they have it like Sakal, where Scorpions spawn at military bases. Not totally sure, I didn't check or anything, but that's just my guess, or it could have been just because it's experimental and they want players to, get the new rack. And I was going to try to use the Sporter with that new 2x optic and get a kill with it, but once I found the rack and a couple magazines, I just instantly dropped it. But I did take the scope with me. Here's a clip of me showing off the new weapon collision, which I know I literally just said I dropped the Sporter, but this clip was before that. As you can see, you get close to the wall, then your gun will raise, but that's if you get too close. So look now, if you get a little close to the wall, your gun will lower and you can still fire. So this makes it a lot more easier for close quarter combat, because there's been a handful of times my gun has raised during a fight, instead of just, this new variant we have here where it just kind of lowers and it still gives you the option to shoot, which is amazing. No joke, it became literally fucking pitch black and I ended up playing all through the night on this server. Like, literally look at this shit. I cannot see. But I was somewhere in Novometrovsk at this time, so I just played it out. By the time it was day, I had made my way to Arsenova, which is a campground, and here's the new blaze sound effect. It sounds a little different, I mean actually way different honestly. Then I made my way to a military convoy, which I was hoping for NVGs because supposedly they updated them and they look a little different when damaged. I can't tell if this is a new sound. I don't remember the M16 always sounding that quiet. Maybe it's just me, maybe it's like a placebo effect with the update and the patch notes, but I'm not really sure. Also next I'll play the new Mosin sound effects. To be honest, I prefer these new gunshot sound effects because they sound pretty clean to me. Up next, I made my way to Tizzy, and here is where I found the new marksman scope, the long range scope that's 3.5 times all the way to 10 times that you can use on the VS89, and basically any gun with a railing for optics. While at Tizzy, I noticed one thing, especially with the VSS, is that whenever it's badly damaged or damaged, it has a new look, I'm pretty sure. I've been to Tizzy plenty of times, and I don't think I've ever recognized a VSS looking like this, not once. As you can see, it's pretty bloodied. Not too long after, I ended up finding another marksman scope, which is the new scope. I don't know if these are tier 3 and tier 4, but I'm pretty sure they're just tier 4. There's also different color variants, like this one is like sandish. To be honest, it kind of doesn't blend in with Janaris or really any map, but it's whatever. And here's the green variant. I also seen that in the patch notes they added more recoil for the assault rifles, which I just wanted to test out. Probably not the best way to test this, but whatever. In my opinion, it seems like the gun has more horizontal recoil. This is just the AKM and there is other guns. Heard some shots at the airfield and I wanted to get some action with the VS89 with this new 10 times scope. Unfortunately, while there I didn't hear anything. As you can see here, I'm just showing it off once again. But yeah, I literally sat at the airfield for like 30 minutes, heard shots, chased them, seen nobody, and yeah, it just wasn't a good time honestly. But here y'all can see the 10 times scope on the VS89. Keep in mind the server had like a population of around 30 or 40 I'm pretty sure at this time. Only thing I ended up killing in this entire period of time or seeing was a wild boar. Unfortunately I didn't get my hands on some of the other things that came with this update, like the cars, the PSO6 scope for the VSD and AKs, or even the rangefinder. I could barely find a fucking battery, let's be honest. But yeah, after hours of not seeing anyone, I just decided to take the risk to go to the water pump at Stary Sobor, which was obviously a bad mistake. Yes, I ended up dying. Hopefully they weren't fucking just camping the water pump, but if they were, shame on them, that's kinda lame. Sounded like they have a suppressed AK too. Now I'll just briefly cover some things that I didn't talk about or I just couldn't get in gameplay. Like here's the new 6 times scope for the VSD and AK as the developer showed on stream. Also, here's the new reticle for the rangefinder, which I also didn't find. The main changes for Sakal was them adding heli crashes to Sakal, a new military boat dynamic event alongside a civilian boat version, and a medical dynamic event, which none of these are on Chernarus other than the fucking heli crash, which is also on Livonia obviously. 2 more extra and kind of random things. They have this leaf crown which has different variants. I don't know if it's for an event or what it's for. And they also have this semi-automatic shotgun which in the game files it's called the R12. And I'm pretty sure this was introduced to the game, maybe not in the game files back then, but like a design for it was introduced like years ago. So that's pretty cool. And I'm pretty sure this represents the Benelli M4, which would be a pretty cool gun, kind of like a western version of the Viga, but I mean obviously it's not fully automatic and it's slightly different in its own way. I mean it's a pretty cool idea. I'd actually like to see this gun be implemented in either 1.29 or I don't think it's gonna come in 1.28's full release, because like they've already added enough. Normally they'd say something about, you know, a fucking new gun, but I mean, maybe they could keep it a surprise. We'll never know. Anyways, guys, shout out to all of my YouTube members. I would give specific shout outs to people who donated in the previous live streams, but there was so many donations, I don't want to single someone out on accident or forget names. But shout out to everyone who supported me in those live streams. Y'all, you know, y'all helped the channel so much and shit. Like, those live streams are honestly crazy. I'm not even going to keep talking about it, but thank y'all so much for y'all support. Anyways, guys, like and subscribe.